Are you guys ready for day 141? Let's go!
What's up, guys? I am Michael McIntyre, and this is Leo the Hiking Dog. For the last year, we have been planning and preparing for this thru hike of the Appalachian Trail. Thank you for joining our adventure. If you are enjoying the journey, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We would be super thankful.
All right, let's try this again. We are back on trail. I'm gonna have to move this water bottle. It's smacking me in the face. Just a part of having a new backpack and figuring everything out. But we just got dropped off at the trailhead. It is day 141 and we are heading north, heading to the Crockers. So we have this Granite Gear backpack. Basically is a loaner until I'm just gonna go ahead and summit with it, and then I'll bring it back to them. And yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. We've got a little bit of a hike to get to the trail. It's about a 0.3 of a mile up this trail, and then we'll be back in the woods and we'll see how far we go today. My plan yesterday was to get over the Crockers and over the first Bigelow mountain, and Leo's excited to be out here. He's going all over the place. So yeah, we've got plenty of rest and should be able to push. It's supposed to be somewhat of a rainy day. It rained all last night. It was raining this morning, but it's quit now. So I'm hoping that we have a beautiful day for the rest of the day. Although it's going to be wet, all the water sources will be running. So, all right, here we go. All right, guys, we're going to be tackling the Crockers first. That's going to be basically the first 3 miles of this hike. So it's going to be a lot of uphill. It's very wet. Obviously from the rain all night and rain this morning, everything's just wet. So we're going to take our time, not try to go too fast. Also have to adjust to having this new backpack. You know, I can start to feel it already, and it's just different. I can't really form an opinion on it until I've carried it for a few hundred miles or a couple hundred miles. So we'll see how I like everything, how I think everything works. But yeah, so that's gonna be a slight adjustment. But yeah, so get up and over these Crockers, and then we'll see where we get into the Bigelows today. There's a couple different options. There's a shelter at 14 miles, there's campsite at like 16 plus miles, and then there's other places after that. I'll see how strong I'm feeling. I've had a full day's rest again, so feeling pretty good. And obviously ate very, very well yesterday, and fantastic breakfast again this morning. They did a breakfast like taco bar kind of a thing. It was fantastic. I didn't pull out the camera or anything this morning because I was getting everything ready to come back out on trail. My mind was kind of just in a whirlwind of not being able to get to Katahdin on the day that I want, kind of a thing. I don't know. We'll figure that part out. It will all work out. All I have to do is just worry about continuing to move north and what's going to get me there and all those things. So the decision to not wait on a loaner backpack from Zpacks, the reason why I made that decision is because it would have, like I said, I would have had to stay at the hostel until that backpack showed up, and since they would have overnighted it yesterday, it most likely wouldn't have gotten there till like this afternoon, and then there's no point in hiking out in the afternoon once you've lost all the daylight or lost most of the day. And it throws me into a weird food situation because I'm prepared for, 4 full days worth of food. And if I leave out and I eat a half a day's worth of food, that kind of just, like I said, it just throws a weird wrench into everything. So it was just smarter for me to go ahead, and they had this backpack. It was brand new. and it'll get me 200 miles. I don't have any doubt that it will get me 200 miles. I might not be as comfortable as I was, but I mean, I can do this for 200 miles. I'm not worried about, I could carry a Walmart backpack for 200 miles. So we're gonna make the best do of the situation, and that was to continue to moving north. I could have got back out yesterday, but again, it would have been late afternoon, and I just don't know how far I would have gotten. I probably would have got over the Crockers for sure, because it was only 3 miles. But I don't know. I just was in a kind of like a grumpy mood once the backpack broke yesterday, and I needed to get my mindset right, which it is now. And let me tell you something, the Maine Roadhouse, man, I can't compliment them enough. They're probably hands down my favorite hostel on trail so far, you know, and we're almost done. So Shaw's has got a shot at it, but right now Maine Roadhouse is sitting in my #1 spot. They've thought out all the little details and everything that you need, and you got a good cross of the Nobos coming through and the Sobos going the other direction. So all the stories are being shared, all the, you know, warnings about the whites, and you know, all the different stuff. It was just a really cool place. The gens are killing it. They need to keep doing what they're doing because it's an amazing spot. All right, we're gonna keep on hiking. I'm gonna stop rambling, and I'll show you what we see as soon as we get there. I've heard the Bigelows are beautiful. I don't know about the Crockers, but we'll see what we got when we get up there. A few 4,000 footers to conquer today, so we're gonna do it. Here we go. Alright, we're still making our way up the Crockers right now. Got our first like open air view right here. It's a little foggy obviously, but still absolutely beautiful. Still a lot of climbing to do, but we're working our way up. Alright, that is the top of Crocker Mountain, obviously, socked in. We're not necessarily in the clouds, it's just a cloudy day, so you can't see out and about, but that's okay. We've had plenty of Maine views where you can see for miles and miles. I'm sure we're going to get plenty more of those before we complete this thing. So, yeah, this way. That's the campsite. So first major climb out of the way. And there's one more Crocker, and then towards the end of the day we'll have our first Bigelow. If not both of them, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. How late I want to hike tonight. Since I've had some rest, we might make it a late night, just to see how far we can get. Sweated through everything already. Brand new outfit is now broke in. Shirt is completely wet. Pants are soaking wet as well. I did a lot of treating of the chafing while I was down, so it's good right now. It's only really one spot, so, and it, you know, when it gets bad, it's bad. I just make sure I have an opportunity to rinse off my pants and my shorts. That really helps. So, but yeah, all right, we're gonna make our way down this one and then head up the next one. Here we go. standing at the peak of North Crocker. I mean, this is the second of the Crocker Mountains, so we've already knocked out the Crockers this morning, and now we make a descent down into Main 27. It's about 5 miles down, and then we're going to be heading towards the Bigelows. So we're going to see how far we got. We got a late start today. Obviously, when you eat breakfast and they have to take you down that long winding trail, we got on trail literally like 9 o'clock. So I don't know how many miles we're going to get today. We're just going to go till we can't go, or till the weather shifts, or whatever's going to happen, and then we'll make adjustments as we go. So, but yeah, doing great this morning. It's very, very humid, I will say. As you can see, my glasses, I don't know if you can see, they're pretty fogged up. And that's because of the humidity out here this morning. As much rain as we've gotten, it's still not cool. It would be nicer if it was like, we just got the rain and everything cooled down between 50 and 60 degrees. But that's not what it is. So we're dealing with the humidity. Well, that's okay. All right, we're heading down North Crocker now. And yeah, keep on going. Alright, we just crossed over Highway 27, which is a little over 8 miles on our day. And so I think if we get over the Bigelow Avery Peak, that'll be another 8 miles, and then there's a campsite somewhere up there. So that's what we're looking at. But I don't know. We'll just have to kind of see how the day goes. There is a shelter at about 14 miles or 13 miles. I can't remember exactly where, but I don't know if I want to stop that early, even though we had a late start. Maybe we'll hike a little bit later. We'll have to see. We stopped and had lunch on a rock just in the middle of the woods. Just looked like a nice place to sit down for lunch. And I ate, Leo ate, and then we crossed down into the over 27. 27 is where a lot of people get picked up for the main roadhouse, and in that area. So that is the main intersection. I just couldn't get to it that day that I was hiking there, and so all right, so we're gonna keep on pushing on. Here we go. Alright, here's our first main river crossing that we're actually going to have to get our feet wet. I wouldn't recommend to trying to rock hop on this guy because those rocks are going to be super, super slippery. So it's easier just to maintain your balance and walk through the water and get your shoes wet. Or you can take your shoes off and put them back on the other side, but that's pretty time consuming. So we're going to make the march and kind of just walk right through it. Leo's trying to rock hop. Come on, buddy. Yeah, there we go. All right. Safe and sound, and now my feet are clean. Wet, but clean. And then you step right in the mud right afterwards, so it doesn't matter. They don't stay clean very long out here. Oh, when it's all muddy like this. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about what I've been talking about with mileage. Now, a lot of time, sorry, I adjusted my glasses. A lot of time with mileage, God, these bugs. All right. a lot of time with mileage, the reason why I'm trying to get to a certain mileage is more about logistics than it is about like pride or anything like that. Yeah, I want to get a certain amount of miles in place, but I carry a 4-day food carry, and have been carrying a 4-day food carry almost the majority of this time. And we plan out the food drops. Oh my goodness, these bugs. We plan out the food drops in ahead of time, and so I normally pick something that's 80 miles ahead of where I'm at. That's the reason why I'm trying to get to 20 a day. That's the normal type of mileage that I was getting before then. Now, I realized I had to pull it back a little bit when I got to New Hampshire, and but I figured I could be able to pick it back up here in Maine, and I'm sure that I will be able to for the second half of it. Once I'm over the Bigelows, I think that's the last of the 4,000 footers until Katahdin. So we're gonna have a little bit of a break and a push, but mainly you do have to, you have to think about mileage. You have to think about how many miles am I going to get today, because you are only carrying a limited amount of resources. And even if you're not doing what I'm doing and doing food drops, you still have to know, okay, well, how far away is the next town where I can actually get some food and and resupply. I'm going to have to get off trail to do that. How long is that going to take? What time of the day do I need to arrive? So it's a part of what you're doing out here. So miles is a huge part of it. I'm not just knocking down miles to try to knock them down. But you got a guy that that's doing 10 miles a day. His logistics are completely different than my logistics, right? And he's also going to spend a lot more money only doing 10 miles a day, because he's having to feed himself every 40 miles, as to where I'm feeding myself 80 miles. And those are just things you got to think about, right? Those are the realities and the things that you do have to think about out here. But I just wanted to explain that to you, because I got a lot of comments about, don't worry about miles. I mean, I have to worry about miles. It's a part of the trip. It's a part of the journey. But, and that's the reason why I think about miles so much, is because, I do have to worry about resources, and Leo's only got so much food. So, and, we've got it balanced out now, but for a while he was going through the 4-day food supply in 3 days, therefore throwing a wrench into my logistics again. Me having to go find a way to get extra food off trail. We've since bumped up his food supply and made sure that he's got enough to meet his hunger needs. So yeah, so all of those things come into play. All those things are a part of this journey. So all right, we are heading. Oh, those bugs! They're trying to bite me when I talk. So we're heading towards the Bigelows right now. I think it's, like I said, it's 8 miles to the Avery Peak, and we'll see how far we get. We've already done 8 miles in a day. I already had lunch. It's after 1 o'clock now. I don't know. We might hike late tonight and just see how far we can possibly get. All right, here we go. All right, we are just over 10 miles in a day. I tell you what, these bugs are getting bad. Every time I stop, you just start getting eaten up. So if you stop to get some water filtered, or you stop to take a snack break or something like that, and the bugs are swarming you. They're getting aggressive. I guess all this moisture, I don't know, it made it worse. So that's one of the issues that we're having today. Still don't know exactly where I want to stop at yet. I mean, I still have the goal of making it up to the first Avery Bigelow, and there's a campsite beyond that. That's our first kind of goal. We'll see what kind of time it is when we get up there. We're coming up on the the Horns Pond lean-to in just a few miles. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I said we'll probably just go a little late tonight since we got such a late start, and just see how far we can get. Most likely going to wind up in the tent tonight. Doesn't look like there's, once I pass this shelter here at the whatever this lake is, that'll be the last shelter for a while. We won't be able to make it to the next one, so we'll definitely be setting up the tent. The afternoon thunder showers that they predicted haven't happened yet, so hopefully they don't come later today, but they've been wrong a lot lately, so we'll have to see. I'll play it by ear. Alright guys, so we're gonna keep on pushing, keep on getting these miles. That's all we can do, just keep moving north. Here we go. Alright guys, we talked about the afternoon thunder showers. Well, they kind of happened. It just let up enough for me to pull out the camera for a minute, but this is currently the trail, not a creek. So we are basically walking in ankle deep water right now, and we are soaking wet. So, but we're gonna keep on pushing. Rain's kind of let up now, and we're just gonna keep on moving forward. Alright guys, after the torrential downpour and walking in a river for a few miles, I went ahead and made the call to stop in there at the Horn Pond shelter and see if there was some room in here for us, because it's a lot easier when you're in a shelter to get your stuff to dry out than when you're inside of a tent. So it's about 3 miles short of where we planned on stopping the night. I'll make up those miles, tomorrow or another day. But yeah, so that's gonna be it for tonight. So got Leo fed. I'm fixing to eat myself, and then we're gonna button down for the night. So we'll see you guys tomorrow.